The people gonna rise like the water. We're gonna calm this crisis down. I hear the voice of my great-granddaughter saying climate justice now. The people gonna rise like the water. We're gonna calm this crisis down. I hear the voice of my great-granddaughter saying climate justice now.
Now we're gonna have Jemray come up to remind us why we're here, because we want every single one of you to know this and to be able to repeat it to other people. When you leave today and you go home or you go to work or you go to a party or wherever you go after this and people are like, what did you do earlier? Oh, I came to a protest at Black Rock and here's why, right? So make sure you know part of this work is educating ourselves. So please listen up.
All right, y'all, repeat after me.
Repeat after me.
We are here today.
We are here today.
Because Black Rock.
Because Black Rock
is investing in. The destruction of our planet. And the oppression of people of color. We are here today. Because Black Rock. Is investing in. The destruction of our planet. And the oppression of people of color. They are funding. Deforestation in the Amazon. The murder of indigenous people. Private prisons and detention centers. That hold migrant men, women, and children. They are funding. Deforestation in the Amazon. The murder of indigenous people. Private prisons and detention centers. That hold migrant men, women, and children. They must divest from destruction. Divest from deforestation. Divest from private prisons. Divest from detention centers. Divest from destruction. Divest from destruction. Divest from destruction. Let me hear you all. Thank you so much, Solon. So now we're gonna have Jeff come and speak. Can you guys give Jeff a round of applause?
Hey, you guys. It is a great day in San Francisco, and you're so beautiful. Oh, my God. My name is Jeff Conant. I'm 52 years old, and I direct the campaign and program on tropical forests for Friends of the Earth, the national and international environmental organization. And in doing that, I have had the great blessing in my life to be in the rainforests of Brazil, in the rainforests of Ecuador, in the rainforests of West Africa, in the rainforests of Indonesia. And what I've seen there is incredible, magnificent beauty, right? The majesty of the trees, the glory of the rain, the sacredness of all of that land. And I've also seen in all of those places, I've seen plantations coming in and destroying the rainforest. I've seen oil companies dumping. I've seen all of the bad stuff that we're here to think about and talk about and yell at Black Rock about today, because everywhere that I've been, their fingerprints are there. Black Rock's fingerprints are on the destruction of our world's rainforests. And so I'm among the people that have been doing the research to find all of this stuff out. And we've been trying to get Black Rock to listen to us for a number of years about this stuff. And they weren't really listening. But you know what? Because of you guys, because of the youth, they are listening to us. And I'm not making that up. We know that at the highest levels of this company, they are freaking out because they know that you are the future. You're not only the future, to them, you're not only the future of our planet and our society, you're their future clients and customers, right? So they're freaked out. So thank you, youth, for rising up and doing this for all of us. We're with you. Oh, and I forgot to say, as a little gesture of thanks from the adults, a handful of our adult allies have been blocking the doors to the building for, I don't know, about an hour now. No one's getting in or out.
So I would like to say a prayer for the healing of the planet and the people affected by this tragedy that's being exacerbated by these people. Because we're in the middle of an environmental holocaust. This is too familiar. So if you guys could repeat after me, that would be great. Mishabera. Avotenu. Mikor. Habraha. Ve'imotenu. May the source of strength who blessed the ones before us. Help us find the courage to make this life a blessing. Mishabera. Imotenu. Mikor. Habraha. La'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing. With refuah. Shelema. The renewal of body. The renewal of spirit. And let us say, thank you to the planet. Thank you. Last but not least, if you guys need to use the bathroom, there's a Chipotle right there. The code is 1997 pounds.
All right, we're now going to welcome up Jamie and Tessa from Sunrise. Give them a warm welcome.
Hi, I'm Jamie. I'm 16 years old. I'm Tessa. I'm 17. And we're going to sing a song to ask Black Rock which side they're on. And save to all the politicians who are here in San Francisco today. Yeah. Let's do this. And we want you to sing along, too. It's really easy to catch on to. Which side are you on now? Which side are you on? Which side are you on now? Which side are you on? Which side are you on now? Which side are you on? Which side are you on now? Which side are you on? Storms surge and fires burn, but you don't hear the call. 'Cause fossil fuels keep paying you. Does it weigh on you at all? Does it weigh on you at all? Does it weigh on you at all? Which side are you on now? Which side are you on? Which side are you on now? Which side are you on? Which side are you on now? Which side are you on? Which side are you on now? Which side are you on? Corporations raise you up, but we can't make you fall. They picked a war on our generation. Does it weigh on you at all? Does it weigh on you at all? Does it weigh on you at all? Which side are you on now? Which side are you on? Which side are you on now? Which side are you on? Which side are you on now? Which side are you on? Which side are you on now? Which side are you on?
But my name is Tessa. I am not prepared for this at all, but I'd just like to say a few words. Thank you. I don't normally do things like this. By this, I mean speaking in front of a very, very large crowd of people. But the reason I am doing it today is because I recently went through something that has changed my whole life. My mom died, and she died of things relating to this climate change. And up until now, I've been able to empathize with people who have gone through this, who have had their families killed, and murdered by this thing that is happening to us that we can't even explain, that we can't even completely comprehend. But now I understand, and now I am standing up and I am doing something, because that is our responsibility. I am taking on her responsibility for all of us. Because everyone deserves a life. Children deserve a life. And you're right, I'm fucking mad. You're right, I'm mad. So I implore all of you, I implore you, Black Rock, to look at the world we live in. Look at its beauty. Look at these flowers. Look at the trees. Look at the sky. Look at what you are killing. Look at how beautiful we all are.
Kia, Sage, and Winnie.
Hi everybody, I'm Kita. We're from Redwood High School and we're learning a lot about climate change and different aspects of it. One of those aspects being how the food industry impacts the climate.
Specifically the meat and dairy industry. We hear all about how we need to conserve water, but we don't even know where a huge amount of it is going. To put this into perspective, it takes 1,799 gallons of water to produce 1 pound of beef. 1 pound of pork takes 576 gallons of water. As a comparison, the water footprint of soybeans is 216 gallons. Corn is 108 gallons. Now knowing this, we have for you meat alternative sandwiches to give you a try to other forms of less water consuming products. And I'd like to shout out our teacher, Mr. B, who taught us everything we know.
Mr. B! Yeah, Mr. B!
To end our discussion on food, I'd like to give a quote by Greta Thunberg, and this is to Black Rock. The eyes of all future generations are upon you, and if you choose to fail us, I say we will never forgive you. Thank you. Hi everyone, my name is Naja. I'm 16 years old, and I go to Ruthasala School of the Arts. Thanks everyone for being here. So before this strike, I made this bandana, and it says the word now. And I wrote that word because we're in the midst of a global climate crisis. People around the world are dying and suffering. Animals are going extinct, and we need to take action now. We are here to urge BlackRock to do the right thing. BlackRock is the world's largest investor in coal companies, coal-fired utilities, oil and gas companies, and companies driving deforestation. Let's say that again. BlackRock is the world's largest investor in coal companies, coal-fired utilities, oil and gas companies, and companies driving destruction. No one else is trying as diligently to make money off of the destruction of the planet and the oppression of the people. Do you hear me, BlackRock? You are making money off the destruction of the planet and the oppression of the people. Shame on you. Say that with me. Shame on you, BlackRock. You have enormous power, and we need you to use your power now to do the right thing for our planet, for our communities, for our future, and for our children. We can't wait years or decades. The time to act is now. Say that with me. The time to act is now. BlackRock, do the right thing. Divest from fossil fuels now. We are moving away from fossil fuels. BlackRock, don't be left behind. We need to stop drilling and polluting communities. We need to invest in renewable energy. We need leaders from the front lines, low-income people and people of color, people who represent us and stand up for the planet. We are creating this future. We are creating a sustainable, equitable, and beautiful future, and we will not stop until we succeed. We will not stop. Can you say that with me? We will not stop. BlackRock, will you join us in creating this future? Will you join us, BlackRock? Will you join us? Will you join us? Thank you.
All right, before we invite up our next speaker, I just want to say something. I think that we have to recognize the intersectionality of this movement. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit more later, but I just felt inspired to say that while we need to take individual actions, and if we have, start over. Individual action is important, but part of recognizing privilege is recognizing the privilege to take individual action, like deciding to go vegan, like getting solar panels, like doing all of this other stuff. That takes privilege. There are people who don't have the means to go vegan. And that doesn't mean that people who do shouldn't, or that people who are vegan are bad, or that people who aren't vegan are bad. It's about the fact that recognizing privilege and recognizing intersectionality is about recognizing the fact that some people don't have access to certain solutions. And if we really want to make change, if we really want to reverse this climate crisis, we have to recognize privilege. We have to recognize lack of access, and we have to make sure that we are fighting for justice and equity, because when we live in a society with justice and equity, then we live in a society where we can have sustainability.
I'm almost 50 years old, and 2019 is the first year that I'm actually speaking in public. Thank you. I've been shy. I've been an introvert all my life. I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight. I know this already. But I'm here for my 17-year-old daughter who couldn't be here today. To say that while we're targeting this 200-pound gorilla, we're ignoring the gorilla that controls their strings. So what I want to say is that they have $1 billion invested in private prisons. So between GEO Group and Core Civic, they have $1 billion. But that's a small portion of their money. They're worth 60 times that much. You know who is worth 60 times what they are worth? That's the United States annual budget. That's $4 trillion. It's 60 times what they are worth. And we're ignoring that. I know politics is not exciting when the planet is burning, but we have to pay attention. If we don't get Trump out, we lose the first 5 years of the 11 years that we have left. We all know that the first 5 years are more important than what comes next. The planet won't be recognizable in 5 years if we allow this to go on. So people, please pay attention to politics. Show up at the Remove Trump events, because if we don't get this guy out, we're doomed. Please, everybody, please. Yes, get out to vote, but it looks like the election is already stolen. So get out next week when they call for impeachment protests. Get out next week in the streets and stay in the streets, please. Let's get this guy out. Thank you.
The founder of Sunrise Movement, please give her a very warm welcome.
How you doing, everybody? All right, let's get this energy going. Hi, everyone. My name is Varshini. I am one of the co-founders and serving as the executive director for Sunrise Movement. And we are building an army of young people to stop the climate crisis and create millions of good jobs for our generation and fight for racial justice and economic justice all the way through. Does that sound good to you? That's right. And I am here because I believe in the power of young people. I believe in the power of people of color and indigenous communities. I believe in the power of working people to make change in this country. And the CEOs of these corporations and big oil billionaires, they want us to feel like we are too small. They want us to feel like we are too young. They want us to feel like we are naive, that we can't make change, that we are powerless in the face of disaster. And you know why? Because for every person that is disillusioned, that is despairing, and that is in denial, that is another dollar in their pockets. We are not gonna let them do that. We are not gonna let them do that. Because I have seen with my eyes how young people can change the world. Young people have made climate change a priority in this nation. Young people were out on every single continent in this world. But people striking for our futures just a couple months ago. We did that. I come from a movement where thousands and thousands of young people and many others have worked to divest trillions of dollars from the fossil fuel industry. We did that. And not because we asked nicely, because we put our bodies on the line, because we came back day after day after day, because we refuse to take no as an answer, because we refuse to let corporations protect their profits over our families and our communities and everything that we hold dear. So for everything that we love, the young people must rise up today and every day. So I'm fighting for the refugee that's been pushed from their home because their lands don't bear fruit anymore. And they come to our borders and they are met with cages and dogs and guns. I'm fighting for that refugee. Will you? I'm fighting for our friends in low-lying nations who are watching the seas creep onto their shores and losing their livelihoods in the process. Will you fight for them too? And I'm fighting for the child who is dreaming about the possibility of what tomorrow could be if the climate crisis does not ruin it all. Will you fight for that child too? And you know what? I'm fighting for myself, damn it. I'm fighting for myself, and I'm fighting for humanity. And I'm fighting for all of us, for our communities, for everything that we hold near and dear. Will you fight for yourself too? Will you fight for yourself too? So thank you, and I'm gonna hand it over, and I'm so excited to continue to fight with you every single day until we get this job done. Because it's up to us now. Thank you.
What do I say, climate? You say justice! Climate! Justice! Climate! Justice! When I say people, you say power! People! Power! People! Power! Climate! Justice! People! Power! Climate! Justice! Power! Justice! Power!
Can everybody hear me? Mic check! All right, so we are marching to Senator Dianne Feinstein's office.
When the people gonna rise like the water, we gonna calm this crisis. Join us, join us, join us, join us, join us, join us, join us,